Stories can be traumatic in a variety of ways, not just for the characters that have to experience and live these scenarios, but also for the readers themselves. And I am trying to be very aware of this as I'm doing my read through for the second part of my Greek myth duology. It is a retelling of this mythos. Keep that in mind. But as so far, all my mythic based retellings are, it goes dark, very dark. And a lot of these horrible circumstances, if I can say the word correctly, these traumatic events that happen, they're not things that I add in, especially in this Greek myth duology that I'm writing. These are actually parts of the myth. And what I find fascinating is that I love reading mythology, I love reading the source materials, but anytime I get a chance to read a mythic retelling, watch a mythic retelling, I typically enjoy it. But I also criticize the fact that a lot of times they make light on some of these darker aspects of the myth. So for my retellings, I am not trying to shy away with it. It probably means I'm going to have a very, very, very long list of things like trigger warnings for people who are more sensitive to things, because there are terrible things that happen to characters and terrible situations that happen for the people that I note in my stories. And those terrible things come from the myth itself. That is not saying that's good, bad, or ugly. Well, no, it's definitely ugly for sure. But it's something that I'm trying to make sure I take into consideration, and when I get to the point of marketing my books coming into the next year, hopefully 2026, I'll release the first part of this duology, which will be the lighter part of these two parts. It's still very dark, and I have to make sure I cater it as such, as this is for a mature audience. This is not for the faint of heart. I am not, making this a flippant story. This is deep diving in the myth itself, and the myth is very, very dark. There's going to be a lot of uncomfortable things that happen, but I don't want to avoid talking about these points because they themselves help make the characters who they are, be it good, be it bad, and oftentimes very, very ugly. This is what makes them them. And so my mythic retellings are definitely dark fantasy, arguably potentially grimdark and sometimes, because the myths themselves are so. So be forewarned, if you are interested in my Greek duology that will be coming out, focusing on the character of Atalanta and her story, it's not going to be a pretty story, but it'll be very close to the Greek myth.